Gas deliveries are now one of Europe's primary concerns, along with how Kiev's unpaid debts could affect its supplies. President Putin appeals to European leaders to help address the problem before it's too late, and German Chancellor Angela Merkel promised a joint European response to the issue will be unveiled on Monday.
We would like to be good clients, but we would also like to be sure Russian gas supplies are not interrupted. Ukraine is also dependent on these supplies.
Ukraine has gone 3 months now without paying for gas, raising fears that if it were cut off, it could start siphoning fuel away from pipes crossing into Europe. This has already happened several times in the past, leaving millions of Europeans freezing in the middle of winter. Vladimir Putin, however, has given his guarantee that gas supplies will continue to flow to Europe. But can that be done? Let's discuss that with William Engdahl, political analyst and author of the book called Myths, Lies and Oil Wars. Mr. Engdahl, welcome to RT. Is that a promise Vladimir Putin can fulfill? Can he keep Europe on tap despite what's happening in Ukraine right now?
Well, of course, there's the Nord Stream pipeline, which bypasses the Ukraine. That can make a substantial contribution. The problem is both Western Europe and Russia need to reach a diplomatic solution to this situation over this, I don't know what you'd call it, outlaw government, interim government in Ukraine. Now there are elections at the end of May. We will see what emerges from that. But when the IMF is demanding that Ukraine domestically raise its gas prices, lift state subsidies on natural gas, that's hardly contributing to the stability of the Ukrainian economy. So it's a very difficult question. It's a very difficult question for Germany and for Western Europe, one that I don't think they are wise to play gas roulette, if you want to use the term, with Moscow on this one.
But it's been 3 months now since Ukraine last paid its bills. How long will Russia's patience last?
Well, what seems to be encouraging is that Angela Merkel in Germany has indicated that a diplomatic dialogue with Russia on finding a solution is wished from the German side. And now German industry is very, very openly and very powerfully sounding its voice to maintain good relations with Russia. The chairman of Siemens, or the CEO of Siemens, the giant electrical German company, was in Moscow meeting with Putin and told the German press that Siemens is not about to break its relation with Russia after 150 years of very positive relations. Krupp Thyssen, the giant German steelmaker, has echoed similar sentiments. So the Merkel government is under strong pressure from its domestic economy, and the industry in Germany is a powerful voice. So I think despite the warmongering coming out of Washington and the saber rattling from Victoria Nuland and the State Department to try to maximize the confrontation, there's a circle in Washington that wants a new Cold War. That's just as blunt as it is. And they're backed by the U.S. military industry. They're backed by powerful, rich families, names like Rockefeller and so forth. And they fear that they're losing power when Russia and China and the European Union began cooperating in peaceful economic development. Then who needs the United States or its war machine? And that's, I think, one of the key issues.
So there's no doubt that if Russia turned the taps off, there would be massive consequences of that. But Russia fears Ukraine may start siphoning off gas bound for the EU. Is that a serious danger, do you think?
Of course it is. They did that in the past. It's a danger, but the problem is if the EU put its full diplomatic and economic weight, not just verbal weight, on a diplomatic solution from between Ukraine and Russia, the Russian Prime Minister Lavrov recently said that a diplomatic solution is still quite possible, but it has to be done in an atmosphere of negotiation, not in confrontation. You have a government in Kiev that is composed of neo-Nazis, the right party, the Pravi sector, and the Ukrainian National Assembly. These go back to the Nazi support party in Ukraine, going back to the Third Reich and Hitler during the Second World War. So it's a very, very dicey and raunchy government that the U.S. State Department has pushed into power, and I think that both Obama as President of the United States and Nobel Peace Prize president, if he wants a legacy, and the European Union ought to really redouble efforts not to make Vladimir Putin the bad guy or Russia the bad guy, but to find a way out of this, because otherwise we're staring in the pit of hell.
Okay, William Engdahl, political analyst and author of the book called Myths, Lies and Oil Wars. Thank you very much indeed.
Thank you.